having understood the importance of business environment, and now when we know that it's very important to understand your business environment, let us understand the very important question, the dimensions of business environment. Dimension as in different areas. Now in order to make it very memory friendly, we will call it as PESTLE. So this P stands for political, E stands for economical, S for social, T for technological, and L for legal environment. These are the 5 different areas which constitute to be the business environment entirely. So what is political environment? Why we need to know? I mean, we are business people, it's our business. What has politics to do with it? Right? You might think that. So political environment means the attitude of government which has direct impact on business. Whatever your ruling party government is, their ideology impacts the business directly or indirectly. If there is some ex-political party into power and they believe in protecting farmers so much, then they will frame up such policies that will benefit farmers and farming equipment producing factories. Whereas, if there is some ideology of any ruling party to support factory people, the industrialist or maybe the service or hospitality sector, then they will be benefited directly or indirectly. So, whatsoever segment your business in, what is the political ideology and how it affects your business, you need to know. Here there are some examples given. The current situation of our country, the current ruling government, our political party's ideology, how it affects the business. So there are some campaigns going on in India like Swachh Mission, Skill India movement, Make in India, and the very recent of course Atmanirbhar Bharat. So what they are, they directly or indirectly benefit some people, they benefit some business houses, and they generate some jobs too. Say for example, Skill India movement for the very first time lays stress on the quality and the skills of students. They should be such people who can directly be employed to work. So there are some institutes set up to make them finished. Same way Make in India, this particular ideology of government really helps all the entrepreneur in India, and with this is associated Startup India, that let us start our own business, let us be entrepreneur, let us spread so much of employment, let us increase our country's GDP, let us reduce our imports and let our exports roar, right? And in the COVID times when our economies fall sick because of the slowdown, Atmanirbhar Bharat, let us depend on our own country products and help our country people, countrymen. Because when I spend on something that's manufactured in my very own nation, so many people of my nation are going to make money out of it instead of outrightly buying the imported products. So be self-dependent. So our country's political party's ideology is these days helping so many industries, so many business houses. Talking about another one, E, economical. Before understanding the economical dimension, we first need to know that there are 2 categories of country, that is the economically developing ones and the economically developed ones. Say for example, if I am manufacturing phone case, a very simple phone accessory, the one that helps in protecting the phone. So, and it is the same quality I am selling in developing country also, developed country also, and I am charging fair price about it. I am very reasonable. Now in the country where the development is already fast, my business will also run faster because the buyers will have capacity. And even if I am selling in a very reasonable price in developing economy, because it is not people spending capacity, so my sales would be there, but then it would be lesser or it would be relatively low when compared to the developed country. So how can any country's economy affect business? You must be now clear with that the speed of your business development directly is associated with your country's economy. So your economic prosperity depends on your country's economic prosperity. Here they say that there are certain decisions that affect the economy. The decisions taken by government, the decision taken by the lawmakers. Example, the GST demonetization. These factors for a short term of time, but definitely making money fast, they will spend fast, and that's how the whole chain of money flow will keep going on, and it will help you in boosting your business. The debt of your country and the currency rate, very very most important. How much economically you are prosperous with other countries. We generally measure in terms of dollars. So how many times you are richer or poorer compared to the international level depends a lot on your country's economy, and your country's economy directly affects your business, maybe to a higher intensity, maybe to a lesser intensity, but it does affect. It's like the city where I live in, the state where I live in, the language, the culture, it always shapes my mindset. Same way the economy where your business is in, that country's economy will always affect your business, knowingly, unknowingly, to higher extent, to lower extent, to whatsoever extent, but it does affect. So you need to know how your country's economy is doing, and you can relatively assume that what its impact will be on your business as well. Then comes social. So now when we think chalo, political ideology is okay because it's they are the decision makers. Economy, it's understood, it's very natural that if your country is rich, people are rich, people will spend and your business will do well. But how about society? How about social factor? How can it affect anybody's business? So if I go in any village and I open a big store where I sell shorts, will people buy? People will ignore me. People will, if possible, they will throw me out of the market. Then what vulgar things are you selling? And the same store, if I open in any metro city, I'll be highly welcomed. If I open a pizza outlet or maybe a shake making outlet in any bigger city, I will be welcomed. If I go in villages, people will criticize me that what are you selling? Is this a stuff to sell? It's not hygienic. They don't accept it, right? So the society where your business is in, those people's mindset always matters your business. So here they say that the mindset of society is important. Social and cultural norms comprise of the social factor. Example, festivals, lifestyle, yes. You see, people in Bengal, I have heard they are fond of sweets, the east part. And the west part, people of Gujarat, they are fond of namkeens. There are some states, they are fond of some other thing, maybe fresh fruits, maybe coconuts. So your business, is it according to the lifestyle and mindset of people in the society your business is in? Then it will flourish. The consumption habits. How often people eat ice cream in any city, it highly correlates with the success of an ice cream parlor in that area or in that city. The literacy levels. This is very important, children. In our country, these days, the literacy levels are increasing, but the behavior of people being literate is still not that improving. So, if your people, they are literate enough, they understand your product, they will welcome, they will kind of have this experimenting nature. But, if your business is in such a country where people do not understand anything at all, then they are just buying and using the product, they are not understanding or valuing the product. Okay? So, society, social factor matters a lot. If you understand your social factor, if you understand your buyer's consumption level, if you understand your buyer's maturity level, you will be way more successful than you must have expected. But if your society factor does not support, how much ever good product you have, whatsoever good service you give, now when people are not ready to understand or value your product, you're helpless. Then comes technological factor. This is something where business cannot have reach. It's highly changing. Technology, see here it is written, it refers to the changes in method of production. Every year, every phone comes up with the next level. You talk of Samsung phones, you talk of iPhones, you talk of anything, even the TVs. Everywhere technology just changes in an year. I mean, how can business manage? And it's not only about technology in phones or in gadgets, but look at the changing pattern of lifestyle of people with respect to the technology. We never have physical cash so much now. We believe in e-wallets. पेटीएम कर दो ना, गूगल पे है, फोन पे कर दो. So the e-wallet is trending, online shopping is trending. You physically don't need to go anywhere, everything is delivered to your doorstep, and that too with a very good discount. Yeah, it sounds really good. Online tickets, whether it is booking a ticket for bus, for train, for flights, or even your movie tickets, we really do not go anywhere, nor do we now contact any agent. We directly do it online. Nothing of these kind were existed before a decade. Rather, before 5 years also, it was not as much trending. So, online tickets, online shopping, e-wall is automation. The number of kiosks, the number of things to do on your own is increasing, and probably this technology factor is not only affecting the business, it is also affecting the employment levels, because more of automation, more of occupancy of machines, less of need of people. Now machines do not have their family to feed, machines do not have EMI, it is humans, right? So we have got to be a little more smarter than machine, that our ability should be such that machine can't replace us, or maybe our business should be so capable that in spite of so many technological changes, it can still pair up, right? So that's technological part. And finally the legal part. Oh, this is impossible for any business to ignore. The law. So law and legislation passed in parliament, they are once written, once the bill passing an act, once writing into the law book, nobody can avoid it, nobody can challenge it, nobody can dare to ignore it, right? So here they say Trademark Act, Weights and Measure Act, all these law affect business directly or indirectly. I give you a very recent example that few months back there was a news that government is planning to put a complete ban on polythene bags. Now that's a law, okay, because it is damaging environment, so it won't be produced anymore. How about those factories, they who just manufacture polythene bags? So law can overnight change the entire scenario of any business. So these are the 5 dimensions: political, economical, social, technological and legal. Pestle, what I call. So please remember them. It's a very crucial question from your board viewpoint, from your knowledge viewpoint. If you study business environment and if you know these dimensions well, not only in your curriculum but it is going to help you in future also. Develop such a vision, communicate with people, read so much of stuff in commerce that you really get to know the 5 dimensions in depth, maybe related to your dad's business or anything that you are interested in. See you, children.